I knew you bust tables at one point.
I'm really good at it.
That's what I heard. Why were you so good at busting tables?
I have OCD.
Oh, we're going to get into that.
I believe that's the reason.
Okay,
But
so
I could be wrong, but I believe that it is.
I was the national spokesperson for 2 years for the Obsessive Compulsive Foundation.
No.
I've written a book called Everything in Its Place. Okay. And
Wow.
I spilled my guts. I was hosting a live talk show on Lifetime called Biggers and Summers. And I was reading the material in my apartment the night before. And I had never heard of OCD, but I knew I had all these crazy things I did.
Yeah.
And as I was reading the preparation material, I went, oh, I do that. I do that. I do that. I said, oh, my God, I've got this thing.
Oh, my. Well, yeah, I don't know at what point. I was diagnosed.
You
but-
were?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I
And
was.
what were your symptoms?
Okay, the reason that led me to be diagnosed was I would find a person, an individual, and this is from the time I was, a couple feet high.
Yep.
I would find a person that I admired. And sometimes looking back, because once the spell was broken, maybe I didn't admire them so much anymore, but I would find a person that I admired and I saw everything through that person. Right. I saw, for example, I'm one of the people at one point in my life I would go shopping with, and whatever they liked, I liked. And even though there's a little voice in me going, I don't know. I don't really know if I like that. Right. It was overwhelmed by what a powerful influence this person was on me. If I thought they didn't like me, which, came and went 1,000 times a day,
Yep.
I was heartbroken, like to the degree that I would just cry all day. And, I forget what age that I figured out that, well, that's kind of weird, and I didn't really want to share with other people.
You don't, because you think you're nuts.
Right.
So if you share these symptoms, these, little rituals, and by the way, the rule book, as you know, changes on a daily or weekly basis. What's driving you crazy right now may not drive you crazy a week from now or even 4 hours from now. Did you have intrusive thoughts?
Well, all this was intrusive thoughts.
Really?
In fact, looking back, I'm like, I'm kind of amazed that I did something on my own, like stand-up, right? That because to be a distance from any of these individuals was painful to me. And so the idea that I continued on some path that was just mine and didn't really have anything to do with any of these individuals is, it's like it was the intervention that got me out of a cult or something. Even though for the people for whom I had these feelings, wasn't
no
their
idea.
fault.
No.
Often they did because it was so overwhelming. But
Did
it
you
was-
have rituals before you'd go on stage that
No,
were OCD?
I really
None.
don't.
None.
I don't. In fact, I made myself, hold up, my jacket is making a rubbing noise. I made myself a list, because my memory is just shot now. Maybe it always was. But I made myself a list of things I need to put in my bag when I'm in the hotel to bring to the theater. My water bottle, my mask, some lipstick. The key to the hotel room. It's a fairly basic list.